We are already halfway through the 2025 NFL season. That means it's time for the mid-season awards. I'll be giving you my picks for all of the awards: MVP, Offensive and Defensive Player of the Year, Rookies of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, and the brand new Protector of the Year given to the best offensive lineman in the NFL. This is not a prediction of how I think the awards will go. This is who I would vote for if the season were to end right now today. No horrible legacy agendas here, like somehow Patrick Mahomes at the time of recording this being the front runner to win MVP. Spoiler alert, in case it already wasn't clear by my tone of voice, Patrick Mahomes is not going to be my MVP, nowhere close. He might eventually end up winning it, who knows, he might even end up being my vote. But right now, as of recording, he would not be in the running for me. There will be stats, I have watched film, but ultimately, a lot of this is subjective. I'm using my eyes, I'm using my opinion, and I will be giving you a top 3 for each of these awards, starting with my third place, ending with my first place, my winner. Make sure you like and comment. It's a free and easy way to support the channel, pushes this out to other NFL fans. Leave a comment below. Who would you be voting for in these awards? Do you agree or disagree with my picks? And of course, make sure you subscribe to not miss any of my NFL content. We've got draft content, mid-season awards, everything you could possibly want right here. So make sure you subscribe to not miss out on a video. But let's get into it. Let's start with the brand new award, the Protector of the Year award, showing the big guys some love first. My third place is Penei Sewell, the Lions' offensive tackle, one of the best run-blocking tackles, in my opinion, in football. He embodies the culture that Detroit has built its recent success on. He has taken the Ravens defense to the cleaners in that blowout when they had against them. When he was a lead blocker for Jahmyr Gibbs a few weeks ago on a toss to the outside, he was moving like I've not seen a 355-pound man move like that ever. Genuinely, that weight should not be moving that quickly. He would absolutely smoke me in a foot race, and he is easily double my weight, I would say. He is slightly weaker in pass pro compared to, say, a Tristan Wirfs, for example, but he's still not allowed a sack this year. He is an elite run blocker. He is so much of what the Lions want to be, not just kind of on the field, but what he gives them in terms of that kind of team culture and embodying that. I just think Penei Sewell is so good. I know Lions fans agree with me. And it's pretty clear to see that he is one of the best offensive linemen in the league. And without him, I think the Lions offense would really, really struggle. He is such a key piece of that offense. On the offensive line, the run is such a key part of the Lions' identity. Penei Sewell is so important. My second Protector of the Year is going to Trent Williams, the 49ers offensive tackle. There is, I must say, there is a slight legacy bump here from me. He has just consistently, for the last decade and a half, been one of the best all-round offensive linemen in the league. Genuinely a decade and a half of elite run and elite pass blocking, in my opinion. He has allowed 3 sacks this year, according to PFF. Obviously, sack metrics can be a little bit muddy, we can say. So it's not been his best year statistically. But again, a bit like what I was saying with Penei Sewell, Trent Williams has been such an essential player in the 49ers' success. I know they've not won the big one, but they played in the Super Bowl. They have been so competitive for so long now. And Trent Williams on that left side of the offensive line has been a massive reason for that. He is just so good, has been so good for so long. Yes, this year might not be his best year. Fine, okay, I'll admit it. But Trent Williams, for the amount of time he's given, for how good he's been for that time, he deserves some recognition. I think he genuinely does deserve some recognition. He's never had a vote, I would imagine. I haven't checked this, but someone let me know in the comments down below, to my knowledge at least. He's not even had a vote for being an Offensive Player of the Year. Offensive linemen don't get the recognition they deserve. I want to show Trent Williams some love. Cuff me, okay? I think all of us NFL fans would agree with me on this one. I'm not going to lie. My winner, though, for Protector of the Year, the first time this award is happening, is going to Quentin Nelson, the Colts guard. Jonathan Taylor is having an elite season, and spoiler alert, we will be talking about Jonathan Taylor and quite a few other Colts players later. But that can't happen without great run blocking. And Nelson is one of the best run blockers in the league right now. If you watch a Jonathan Taylor highlight, so many of them come off the back of a Quentin Nelson block. He's so good in space. He's so strong. He is really the building block for the offensive success that the Colts are having right now. The whole Colts offensive line is playing really well. Now, you can't give the award to a whole offensive line. If I could, I would give it to the Colts. But it seems fitting to give one of the best players on one of the best offensive lines this award, in my opinion. He's allowed 0 sacks. He's only allowed 9 pressures. And just what he does in the run game, which you can't put a metric on, but if you watch a Colts game, you'll see Quentin Nelson, or, well, you might not see his number, but you'll see the impact that he has. Jonathan Taylor is running up 9, what's that highway in Houston? The Katy Freeway? He's running up like an 18-lane freeway right now, Jonathan Taylor, in no small part due to Quentin Nelson. He is my Protector of the Year winner. Moving on to Coach of the Year, there's 2 ways of thinking about this award. You either have guys that do more with less, or you have the coaches of the best teams. And it's a bit of a mixture for me in this category. My 3rd place Coach of the Year is Kyle Shanahan of the San Francisco 49ers. Now, this might not be the hot pick. It's not very in vogue to be really high on Kyle Shanahan. Everyone knows that he's great, but he's just kind of usually in the background of how good he is, right? And especially after the loss to the Texans last week. But they're still 5-3, this team. They are very much alive, despite losing. And just ready yourself for the amount of players and the amount of talent that I'm about to list right now. Nick Bosa, season-ending injury. Fred Warner, season-ending injury. Brock Purdy has only played 2 games so far this season. George Kittle has already been and come off IR. Ricky Pearsall has missed significant time, and Brandon Ayuk isn't even back yet. That is 6 players, and not just 6 role players, 6 genuine difference-making starters, ranging from 2 of the best defensive players in the league to their starting quarterback and 2 of their wide receivers, or 3 of their pass catchers. The fact that the 49ers are as competitive as they are in a very competitive division, by the way, the fact they have 5 wins is such a testament to Kyle Shanahan. What he's done with, oh my God, who is their quarterback? The Patriots, Mac Jones. What he's done with Mac Jones, and not really any semblance of a run game. I'll talk about Christian McCaffrey a bit later as well. But the fact that Kyle Shanahan is getting this team to 5 wins in such terrible circumstances, genuinely terrible circumstances, is such a testament to his coaching ability. With those losses that I've mentioned and having that quarterback as their starter, no other coach in the league, I would say, would have this team even 3-5, let alone 5-3. Shanahan just gets the job done time in and time out. And he, whilst he's not my winner, deserves to be in contention for this award, I think, with what he's done with this team. It really is fantastic. My 2nd Coach of the Year award, or my 2nd place, is going to Mike Vrabel. The Patriots are atop the AFC East, the division with the Bills in, at 6-2. And that's when they had 4 wins the last 2 years. So that's a massive turnaround. They've already topped that and then some. Vrabel, we all knew, right, in the offseason, is a floor raiser of a coach. He's a leader of men. He's going to make that defense rock solid, and the offense is down to the hiring. And I think the hire of offensive coordinator of Josh McDaniels is a fantastic one. And I think a lot of this, I'd like Josh McDaniels for assistant coach of the year, but Mike Vrabel ultimately hired the guy, and that deserves some praise too. And that's why partially Drake May's been playing so well. Yeah, the defense is looking a lot better in New England. It has looked very shaky after Bill Belichick left. But the offense is looking so damn good. And I'm going to talk about Drake May later as well, just so you're aware. But it was such a great hire, I think, to hire Josh McDaniels, because the problem with a defensive-minded head coach is that your offensive coordinators, if they're good, they get poached, and you've got to start all over again with a new offensive kind of philosophy, potentially. But Josh McDaniels, because of his disastrous head coaching stint in Las Vegas for the Raiders, he's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. So there's going to be some real stability in New England. Mike Vrabel is going to obviously stay as the head coach. There's nowhere else for him to go. And Josh McDaniels will stay as the offensive coordinator. And Drake May is going to continue to see great success. I think that Mike Vrabel has turned this team around immediately. We thought it might take a year. I was high on the Patriots the whole offseason. If you're a subscriber, you'd know that. Good takes. Make sure you subscribe. If I do say so myself. But I don't think that anyone was quite ready for a 6-2 start, maybe winning the AFC East kind of season. Maybe that was going to be in 2 years, 3 years' time. So Mike Vrabel 100% should be in the contention for this award. But currently, my coach of the year is going to the Colts head coach, Shane Steichen. I said before that I've always believed in Shane Steichen. He just never really had the quarterback. Yes, I know, Anthony Richardson was drafted with the 4th overall pick. It's not like they didn't invest in that position, but it's also not like Anthony Richardson was ever any good. So the investment was there, sure, but he still didn't have his quarterback, whether we like it or not. And even then, it's not like he's signed a big free agent man. He's got Daniel Jones in, who this offseason was saying that I think he could see a Sam Darnold-esque career resurgence. Called Sam Darnold last year, called Daniel Jones this year. A lot of confirming of my priors here, by the way. You'll see a theme. But the fact that he's got Daniel Jones, who very much was a reclamation project, there's no way of cutting that, and turned him into one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now in terms of just like informed play, shows how good of a coach he is. This Colts team is currently the number 1 seed in the AFC. Yes, they're very talented. Yes, they've got Quentin Nelson. Yes, they've got other players that we're going to talk about, but it's all come together this year. Jonathan Taylor's having the best year of his career. Shane Steichen's finally got this team all singing from the same hymn sheet. It's got his vision written all over it. I loved what he did with the Eagles offense a few years ago. He just never had that guy under center. And he deserves to win this award, I think, with a bullet. He is the best coach in the NFL right now. Yes, he's got the best team, but out of those 3 guys, Shane Steichen's going to be my coach of the year. Moving on to defensive rookie of the year. No, comeback player of the year. And there's 2 ways of thinking for this one as well. You've either got a player who was bad, who is now good, or you've got a player who was injured, a great player who was injured and is now back to their previous form. And again, there's both of those lines of thinkings in this award for me. My 3rd place for comeback player of the year is Christian McCaffrey. If the 49ers didn't have Christian McCaffrey, on top of their aforementioned injuries, their 6 key injuries that I mentioned a few minutes ago, this team would genuinely be absolutely cooked. I know I've just praised Kyle Shanahan, but you still need the players on the field to do something. And Christian McCaffrey is very much being used as a crutch right now for an unrecognizable, frankly, 49ers team because they're decimated due to injury. The 49ers and Christian McCaffrey are not really running the ball that well at the moment. The 49ers are 30th in rush yards per game. Christian McCaffrey's only had 1 game of over 100 rush yards. He's only averaging 61 yards a game. Now, again, those are pretty good numbers, but for Christian McCaffrey and the 49ers, those are subpar, I would say. But why he's on this list is because he's still so dynamic as a receiver. He's got 559 receiving yards, which is leading the team significantly in receiving yards with multiple receiving threats injured. That takes him to over 1,000 all-purpose yards, behind only Jonathan Taylor, who we'll be talking about later. He's got 10 yards per reception. He is essential for Mac Jones. The 49ers are basically using the short passing game as an extension of the run game, and because they don't trust Mac Jones to throw the ball very deep down the field. And again, without him, the wheels of this offense would completely fall off, I think. Christian McCaffrey's still got it. Come back from the injury last year. Fantastic player. Deserves to be in contention for comeback player of the year. In second place for comeback player of the year is Aiden Hutchinson. He is just an elite pass rusher. He's rightly been paid $180 million this week. He is 1st in the league in pressures at 48. He's got 7 sacks. He's 3rd in pass rush win rate at 25.2%. He has bounced right back from a horrific leg injury, which robbed us, specifically him and Lions fans, but robbed all of us general football fans, of one of the all-time defensive seasons. He was on the most bonkers form I've ever seen a pass rusher in my life, genuinely. He was getting like 11 pressures a game against the Rams last year. He was terrorizing offensive linemen. He was so damn good. And the worry is when you have an injury that they miss a step or they don't come back immediately producing like they were. And whilst those heights are just, insanely unlikely to be reproduced, even if the player is still just as talented, but it's just a case of the natural ups and downs of playing football. The fact that Aiden Hutchinson is back and is playing at still an elite level is a testament to his talent, really. He is and will continue to be one of the league's best pass rushers. And I'll be talking about Aiden Hutchinson a bit later as well. But my comeback player of the year is going to be Daniel Jones. I said already, you could either be a bad player, you could either come back from injury and be good, or be a bad player and suddenly be good and be considered for this award. And Daniel Jones fits into that. I never know if it's latter or former. That's the former, isn't it? Former's the most recent. Either way, Daniel Jones falls into the bad, now good category rather than the injured and still good category. He became a meme quarterback, right? Let's not forget the history of Daniel Jones here, because I think people are, understandably with sport, it's all about recency bias. It's what have you done for me lately. People are very quick to forget either when a player did well or inversely when a player previously did badly. And let's not forget that Daniel Jones was a meme quarterback. He was the butt of basically every joke since he was drafted 6th overall back in 2019. It got panned universally, that pick. And rightly so, by the way. He was bad for the Giants. I'm not trying to erase the past either, but I just want to contextualize why I'm putting Daniel Jones up for this award here. It was universally panned when it happened. There was also that story that another team, maybe the Redskins at the time, said they were going to take him and then didn't. And basically the whole thing was a mess, right? Daniel Jones, from the beginning, it was a mess. And, there's that clip of him getting eaten by the turf monster when he's on that breakaway run. He got thrown out of New York, and I think it's been shown that there's more problems in New York than just Daniel Jones. But there's no way of cutting it, right? Daniel Jones was a bad quarterback, or at least wasn't playing like a good one, right? Let's maybe not question his overall talent, but he was not playing well, fundamentally. But he goes to back up Sam Darnold under Kevin O'Connell at Minnesota last year, and then backs himself to try and find a starting spot this year, competes with Anthony Richardson, wins that starting quarterback battle, and doesn't look back. He is genuinely playing like one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now. Would I put him over, say, a Patrick Mahomes? No, of course not. But is Daniel Jones playing better this season than Patrick Mahomes? Yeah, I would say so. And he is leading that number 1 ranked Colts team in the AFC. He's getting the ball out quickly. He's playing mistake-free football. He's playing with confidence. He's just looking unrecognizable, genuinely unrecognizable. He's breaking records that only Andrew Luck has been able to set before him. He's just playing at an all-time, for him, level, and I think he deserves to win Comeback Player of the Year, frankly. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Hard for some players to be considered for this award for a few reasons. One, firstly, a lot of the Rookie of the Year awards come down to where you were drafted, right? If you're a well-known household name, that plays into it. If you generally don't play on a good defense, it's pretty hard for you to win Defensive Rookie of the Year, even if you yourself are good. And third and finally, it's hard for you to win this award if you don't play a position where it's easy to get stats. Now, I've done my best to spread this out because I'm a bull knower, and I know you are too, so I know you'll appreciate this. And with that in mind, my third place for Defensive Rookie of the Year is Buccaneers slot cornerback Jacob Parrish. He is playing so damn well at one of the hardest defensive positions in the sport. Playing slot cornerback means you have to go up against bigger-bodied tight ends and wide receivers. You've got to go up against agile slot receivers. You've got to go up against speedy vertical threat wide receivers. Offenses will move their number 1 receiver into the slot more often than ever before. You have to deal with all of that multiple times a game. It might be a big body tight end 1 rep. It might be the shifty, agile slot receiver the next rep. And as a slot cornerback, you got to take all of that in your stride. You've got to be able to cover all of those guys, and you've got to be able to fit the run. And again, confirming my prize, I had Jacob Parrish as a top 50 player on my big board. He's playing like that. He is only 5'10", 200 pounds, but he plays so physical in the run game. He's got the speed and the physicality to lock people up in the passing game. He is playing so well on a Todd Bowles defense where he's only ever going to accept the best. It's not like he was drafted with the first round pick and they feel like they have to play him. He was a 3rd round pick, and he is being used very well by the Buccaneers. And he's playing very, very well. And I think that he won't win this award. He's not even my pick to win it. But I think that he deserves some recognition for how well he's playing. That's why I've got him at 3. At 2, I've got Browns rookie linebacker Carson Swessinger. Swessinger. He's filling that Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah hole, a player that I absolutely loved. Obviously, he's taking time away from football at the moment. We wish him the best. I hope he plays again soon. But the Browns needed a kind of an automatic fill at their linebacker position, and they took a swing on Carson Swessinger, the UCLA linebacker, at the top of the 2nd round, and he's looking the part. Absolutely, another top 50 player for me. Another hit. They weren't all hits. We'll talk about one of them that wasn't a hit in the Offensive Rookie of the Year. I will own up to my mistakes, but I also want to give myself some love when I do get it right, at least for the time being. He's just so great, Swessinger, at making plays at, near, or on the line of scrimmage, right? He just always seems to be around the ball. I was a bit worried about his play strength coming into the league. He seemed to be ending up on the ground a lot when he was playing for UCLA. That doesn't seem to be the case so far this year. He is really quite an unsung part of the Browns' overall elite defense. The Browns team are bad because the offense is terrible. The defense, though, my God, if the Browns had a competent offense, they'll be a playoff team by their defense alone. Genuinely, and it's because they've got playmakers at basically every position. They've got obviously Myles Garrett on the edge. They've got Carson Schlesinger at linebacker. They got Denzel Ward at cornerback, and Carson Schlesinger is playing some damn good football. That's why he's my second place winner. But in first place, it's kind of got to be, right? Abdul Carter, the edge rusher for the New York Giants. I do feel a little bit dirty about it, I must admit, because Carter's stats aren't otherworldly. I do think, though, there's a bit of a lot of rookies kind of haven't turned up so far this year, offensively and defensively. And I'll talk more about that in the Offensive Rookie of the Year section in just a moment. But Carter isn't lighting up the scoreboard stats-wise, right? He's only got 1 sack. He is comfortably leading all rookies with 32 pressures. The next is Donovan Ezeraku at 17. So he is comfortably the best rookie pass rusher, right? And his sacks, I think, would be higher. Again, he's only got 1 of them. I'm not trying to hide away from that. But at the beginning of the year, at least, his role and usage was the most mind-numbing thing I've ever seen in my life. He was playing like QB spy for a significant amount of his snaps. The Giants' defense is a bit of a mess. Brian Burns is leading the league in sacks right now, but the Giants' defense is not good. So I think there's a questionable... The way that Abdul Carter's been used has been questionable, to say the least. But I do think that despite the kind of odd defense, it's good talent-wise, but not really playing that well, or at least the defensive play calls aren't good. Anyway, despite kind of not being put in the best situation, Abdul Carter is producing. He's winning rep after rep. Yes, the sacks aren't there, but I do think they will come. And I do think when they do come, it's going to be like London buses. It's going to come. He's going to get like 3 a game from here on out. Like, he is a fantastic talent, and it is showing up on tape 100%. It's really close between all of these 3 players, to be honest with you. But I think it kind of has to be Abdul Carter, right? I know. I'm not sold on it looking at it, but who else would win it? Let me know in the comments, because maybe I've missed someone. Moving on to Offensive Rookie of the Year. Very, very top heavy here. Very top heavy. There's a third who is, well, I'll talk about the third, but I mean, the third, let's go on to it then. The third is Jackson Dart. I think the fact that Jackson Dart is in this top 3, and pretty comfortably so as well, is a pretty damning indictment of how this rookie class is generally playing right now. Like, I think that Ted McMillan is playing really well for the Panthers, but he's playing on a bad offense and simply doesn't have the stats really to seriously be in contention for this award. You've got, someone like Cam Scatterbo being injured now. Unfortunately, he can't really be considered. You've got Oronde Gadsden. He's playing really well. Harold Fannon's playing really well. But no one's, apart from our top 2 guys, no one's really taking the league by storm right now. Last year, my God, you had so many players. The draft class last year was crazy. I think the rookies this year are taking their time to kind of acclimatise to the league, it seems. But look, Jackson Dart deserves 3, then, all things considered. There is a bit of slight quarterback bias here. It's very easy for them to have stats. They've got a lot of eyes on them playing for New York. A lot of people are watching New York games. They've got a rookie quarterback. It's exciting. It's interesting. And I will say that Dart has exceeded my expectations. I had very low expectations of Jackson Dart, not because I didn't think he was good, but because I thought that he wouldn't play well when he was asked to, because he was going to be asked to play before he's ready. But you know what? He's actually looked a lot better than I thought he would. And credit to Brian Dable, credit to Jackson Dart. He is playing well. Is he playing at a CJ Stroud, a Jaden Daniels rookie quarterback, offensive rookie of the year level? No, I think it's pretty clearly no as well. But he is playing well. He is responsible for some of the new Giants' success. Is he a bit of a personality hire here? Yeah, maybe. But there is something to be said for a rookie, especially a rookie quarterback, kind of igniting a fire under a team and making them better and making them more watchable. And while I don't think Jackson Dart is a top 15 quarterback yet, I think he's playing well. So he deserves to be here. Quite backhanded, I'm sorry, but I got to speak my truth. Though we have a palate cleanser now with these next 2 guys, because these 2 guys are absolutely fantastic. And my second place, it was really close, very hard to distinguish them, but I've gone with Tyler Warren, the Colts rookie tight end. Shock horror, right? Tyler Warren is a good player. He was so obviously going to be good. I hated the shift away from him, basically down the end of towards last draft season, like the final half of the draft season. He was my 6th ranked player. I had him ahead of Colston Loveland really comfortably. Suddenly the Loveland agenda caught on, and anyway, Tyler Warren is fantastic, obviously so, right? Like, he's leading all tight ends with 492 yards. He's such a great fit with Shane Steichen. He's got him motioning in from a wide receiver to being a fullback and then releasing through the C gap, through the offensive line to run a sail route. Like, that's how you get the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. Yes, by being a fantastically talented player. Of course, that goes without saying, right? So many young players are. But also your team needs to put you in a position to succeed. It's crazy to me that teams will look at how great their players were as rookies in certain situations and then not try and recreate that for them when they're in the league. Like, obviously, the Penn State tight end who could play quarterback, wide receiver, slot receiver, running back, fullback, inline tight end was going to be good if you let him do all of those things. And the Colts are letting him do all of those things. And unsurprisingly, he's brilliant, and good for Tyler Warren. He's a fantastic player. I think it's unsurprising that the Colts offense has taken yet another step, not just kind of putting it all together, but being even better than we thought they could ever be. And I think that Tyler Warren being an upgrade at that tight end position is such a huge reason why. And I think that Tyler Warren is such a damn good player. I loved him, and I hope that he continues to play fantastically because he is an all-world talent. But as I said, it was very close. But my winner for Offensive Rookie of the Year is going to be Emeka Egbuka. And he just edges it for me because of, I think they're both in terms of production and talent and impact. I think they are genuinely the same. I think it's a wash between the two. But why Egbuka kind of tips it for me against Warren is just because of how much Egbuka is trusted and how much he is rested upon by the Buccaneers offense as opposed to Tyler Warren. He's playing with Jonathan Taylor, and Emeka Egbuka is kind of a one-man army right now on offense. Bucky Irving has not been able to recreate the highs of last season, for example. And when it's a key third down, who do they look to? Emeka Egbuka. When they need a touchdown to go ahead and win the game, like against the Falcons, who do they look to? Emeka Egbuka. When they're going to scheme a receiver open, who's it going to be? Emeka Egbuka. I questioned Egbuka. This is what I said earlier. I'm going to admit when I was wrong. Not only did I question Egbuka, I didn't have him as a first-round player. I know. I still had him as a high second. Didn't have him as a first-round guy. And I didn't like the pick. I said they already had Chris Godwin. They already had Mike Evans. You don't need another wide receiver. Why are you spending a high draft pick on a wide receiver 3? Well, that's why. Because Mike Evans gets injured. Chris Godwin takes a bit longer to come back from injury. Without Emeka Egbuka, I think this Buccaneers offense would be in real trouble. It'd be in dire straits, I think. And to say that about a rookie not being on the team shows the impact of that rookie, I think, and just how good Emeka Egbuka is. So he is my Offensive Rookie of the Year winner right now. Moving on to Defensive Player of the Year. I have gone with 3 pass rushers here, and that's because I think they all deserve it, frankly. My third place Defensive Player of the Year is Micah Parsons. He's got 42 pressures, that's tied for second. 7 sacks, that's fifth. 24.8% pass rush win rate, that's fourth. 30.4% true pass set win rate, that's fifth. He is just so dominant, right? Like, I can tell you the stats until I'm blue in the face. We watch the games. We see the impact that Micah Parsons has. We see quarterbacks running for their damn lives when they go up against the Packers or before this, the Cowboys defense. And that's because Micah Parsons is just that damn good. He is a defensive game changer. You can line him up from the edge. You can put him over the A-gap. He can win with speed on the outside. He can kind of cut inside off that speed with that inside counter. And what I love about the Packers is they saw how he was successful in Dallas by allowing him to take that inside when he can. And they've let him do that as well. And shock horror, an elite talent is still an elite talent when he moves teams. I mean, it's kind of all there to see. We knew that he was really good already. I think he's a kind of shoo-in for this award here. Nick Bonito, maybe, could be the third place. He'd be my fourth, but I think Micah Parsons is better. My second place is Aiden Hutchinson. And we've already spoken about him with Comeback Player of the Year, right? But just to hash it out, 48 pressures, that leads the league. 7 sacks, that's tied for fifth. 25.2% pass rush win rate, that's third. He has an unbelievable spin move. He's great at getting around the edge. He is just really damn good. Nothing else to say. I think those two are kind of interchangeable, to be honest with you. They're just great pass rushers. They're fantastic at what they do. They can take over the game defensively kind of at any point. But I do think, though, despite how great I think they are, my winner for Defensive Player of the Year is a different gravy, frankly, and that is Myles Garrett of the Browns. Simply one of the greatest players of all time. I think it's safe to say that now, genuinely, with Myles Garrett. I think that the best 4 players that I've had the honor of watching in my lifetime so far as a fan, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Donald, and then it's Myles Garrett. That's it for me. That's my list of my greatest players. And I think Myles Garrett is simply one of the greatest players of all time. Not just one of the greatest edge rushers, not just one of the greatest defensive players. Myles Garrett right now is in the Hall of Fame with a bullet, first ballot. And he's going to play at an elite level for at least 3 more years. Like, what are we doing here? Like, he is the most impactful non-quarterback right now in the league, I would say. 34 pressures, 11 sacks, that's first. 26.9% pass rush win rate, that's second. 35.4% true pass rush win rate, that's first. If you don't double Myles Garrett, he is almost, or over a third of the time, is going to sack you. Or pressure you, rather. That's just otherworldly. I'm sorry, that is just otherworldly. Nobody does it better than Myles Garrett. He's the only reason why he wouldn't win this award is if, God forbid, he gets injured, which we saw with Aiden Hutchinson last year. It's brutal. We hope it doesn't happen to any player. Or if just people get bored of giving him the award. And I don't think it should be. He has normalized brilliance. What he's doing on a good defense, but a bad team is breaks my heart. Honestly, it breaks my heart. But moving on to Offensive Player of the Year. This feels very open, this award. Maybe with the exception of the winner, but it still feels quite open after that, I would say. You know, a few players have fallen off. We've got Puka Nacua, who's fallen off to injury. Maybe when he comes back healthy, he'll pick up his kind of campaign again when he comes back. But right now, as I said, if the league ended right now, we're not projecting. So for me, Nakua's not on there. At third place, I've got Bijan Robinson. We knew he was a great running back, right? We knew he was great at running the ball. But he's become a great receiving back this year. 12.5 yards per reception, that's second. He's got a 2.22 yards per route run, that is second among all running backs. He can now go for 250 yards a game because he can catch the ball and do it really, really well. He's just got that extra kind of string to his bow now, basically. He's so athletic, he's so quick, he's got great contact balance. He can take angles which just delete safeties, basically. And he needs to add a stiff arm. You know, being picky, but I want to see Bijan Robinson stiff arm a dude from time to time because I think it will just let him be even better. But anyway, and I think that he is hurt a bit by the Falcons being so inconsistent. 1 week they'll beat the Bills, the next they'll lose to the 1-win Miami Dolphins. So that does kind of hurt his campaign a bit, especially from the running back position where it kind of is determined to a degree on kind of game script. Are you ahead? Are you behind? Can you run the ball? Can you not? But I think he is a fantastic talent who deserves to be in third place. At 2, I've got Jackson Smith-Njigba. He's got 50 receptions, 819 yards. He's got 16 yards per reception, 4.27 yards per route run. Every time he goes out in the field, it essentially equates to him getting 4.27 yards, or runs a route, rather. That's first by a country mile. He is a great fit with Sam Darnold. He's a great fit with Sam Darnold and in Clint Kubiak's defense. And I think Jackson Smith-Njigba shows what works in the modern NFL from the wide receiver position, and that is not running a 4.3. That is not being 6'5" and being 225 pounds. Of course, if you have those things, that's great and that helps. But really what matters in the NFL is, can you get open? And often having the speed, the height, the size isn't a precursor to success like it is at, say, edge rusher position where you want a really good athlete for the most part. You need them to have long arms at offensive line, whatever it might be. At wide receiver, it really is between the ears. Do you just know how to get open? Can you read the defensive back's body language? Do you to know when to break? Can you set them up with your head and shoulders? It's so much more intangibles, I think, at wide receiver. And Jackson Smith-Njigba ran what, like a 4.6? He's like 6 foot, but he just gets open. He produces. He catches everything. He knows how to run routes. He knows how to settle down in between zones. He is what it means to be a successful wide receiver, I would say. And so I love the fact that he's so good because I hated how kind of down he was in his rookie year in Seattle. We obviously know that was due to coaching malpractice now. But good for Jackson Smith-Njigba, man. Number 1, though, as I said, I think it kind of has to be, and it's pretty clearly if I can get it in there. Yes, Jonathan Taylor. A lot of Colts players, as you can see on your screen. He's leading the league in rush yards with 850. That is almost 100 yards ahead of second place, and that's James Cook. And that is after James Cook basically stat padded 200 plus rush yards against the Carolina Panthers in a 40-3 blowout. That's how good Jonathan Taylor has been this year. He leads the league in yards from scrimmage. He's averaging 132 yards per game. What? That is wild. I mean, someone like Justin Fields probably hasn't passed for an average of 132 yards a game, let alone run for them like Jonathan Taylor has. And yes, he's got a good offensive line. Yes, he's got a good rookie tight end. Yes, he's got a good now comeback quarterback. Yes, he's got a good coach. But all of these things, whilst they all do obviously play a role in each other, right? It's not a surprise that the Colts have a lot of representation in these awards. But they are also their own successes in their own right. And it's right to say that Jonathan Taylor right now is one of the best players in the league, probably the best offensive player of the league. And it's kind of crazy that there's not a quarterback in there for me, because sometimes I try and sneak into quarterbacks if I have one as MVP, one as Offensive Player of the Year. But I think it's a testament to how well Jonathan Taylor is playing that he is the front runner for me. I mean, he can run at 22.3 miles an hour and walk the tightrope up the sideline while weighing 225 pounds. To do that is just crazy. I'm sorry, almost 23 miles an hour. That's faster than the speed limit in some roads on London. Jonathan Taylor would get flashed going through the lights. He is so good. He's getting great blocks, yes. He's playing in a good offense, yes. But the run is the heartbeat of the offense right now. Not the other way around. A lot of the times the pass sets up the run, but in Indianapolis, the run is setting up the pass. That play action is so, it's like catnip to the linebackers, because goddamn, Jonathan Taylor could be running right at you with a head of steam. You want to get that extra step to give you a chance of tackling the guy. That opens up the Tyler Warren sale behind your head. Colts, man, they are absolutely killing it. Jonathan Taylor, my Offensive Player of the Year right now. Moving on to the big leagues, the big bucks. MVP. Bit of a homer pick, this one. I'm not going to lie. I won't be able to escape the accusations with this behind me, but it is Baker Mayfield. The offense has stumbled a bit in recent weeks, and Baker isn't blowing out other quarterbacks stats-wise, right? But what Baker brings is kind of what I was talking about with Jackson Dart. It is that, those intangibles, could call it aura, but it's genuinely important, I think. And that is why I had Jackson Dart in there, because I do think that so much of the quarterback position is about the intangibles. You are the leader of the team. I mean, when Baker Mayfield makes that play on third down, dead to right sack, escapes out of it, breaks a tackle, dives for the first down marker, gets up, signals that first down, the crowd is hyped, the team is hyped, or when he's going on a run and he gets hit and it looks like he's injured and he gets up and talks smack in the defender's face, that is unquantifiable. And I think it genuinely has an impact. And I think that the reason why the Bucs are still where they are offensively despite their losses, and yes, of course, Ibuka is playing a big role in that, but Baker Mayfield, I think, deserves his praise here. And let's just put it this way, right? I think that Sam Darnold, statistically, and maybe otherwise, is playing better than Baker Mayfield right now. If it's 3rd and 16 and the chips are down and your life is in the hands of a quarterback making that play, are you going to trust Sam Darnold, who is playing better? Or are you going to trust Baker Mayfield? Is that very stats driven of me? No, of course not. But sometimes sports isn't about that. And the NFL isn't about that. It is about how bad you want it. Do you have that dog in you? And Baker Mayfield does. And I think that matters. It's subjective, maybe, but let me know in the comments. Do you agree or disagree? I'm a Baker Mayfield fan, but I think he deserves to be in contention for this award 100%. My second vote for MVP is Matthew Stafford. He is just unflappable. Nothing ever phases this man. Nakua, potential Offensive Player of the Year winner, right, goes down with an injury. What does he do the next week? Throws to 10 different receivers, 3 different tight ends. And he doesn't bat an eyelid when doing so. Yeah, Devontae Adams got 3 touchdowns in that game against the Jags, but he only went for like 37 yards. It's that ability to pick up the slack whenever the team needs him to, and to just keep going, basically. He basically embodies that British slogan of keep calm and carry on. That is Matthew Stafford. When it's a recession, put Matthew Stafford at the helm. He knows what to do. He's been through all that experience, that veteran savviness. It counts for so much. He's moving Colts defenders with his eyes, throwing no-look passes. That's the one loss the Colts have on their record against the Matthew Stafford-led LA Rams. And it's a great pairing with Sean McVay, of course. They're going to be so much better when Nakua comes back. But the Rams feel so dangerous this year because Matthew Stafford is looking so dangerous this year. And that's what MVP is all about. But my MVP winner has to be Drake Maye of the New England Patriots. The best deep ball thrower in the league right now. Hands down. It is not even a question. The way that he is playing the game and playing the quarterback position is genuinely poetry in motion, I would describe it as. He has that just perfectly placed deep ball. Kayshon Boutte is coming out of the sky right into his hands, throwing a touch, can throw over the middle with heat on it. He is maybe one of the best passers in the league right now. Top 3, I would say, best pure passes. He can hit those cover 2 hole shots right over the outstretched defender's hand. He can fit it into tight windows. He's just carving up defenses. He can hit backside digs. He can torch cover 4. He can pick up extra yards with his legs. He can extend plays. He can roll out to his right and hit Stephon Diggs down the field. He can direct traffic, point to where the space is. He is the MVP right now. And the fact that Patrick Mahomes is somehow odds favourite is wild to me, when I wouldn't put Patrick Mahomes in my top 5 right now. And it shows you that Drake Maye is going to have an uphill struggle to try and win that award, because he does play for the New England Patriots. He is a second-year player. There are other teams that people are more fussed about right now. But if Drake Maye continues to play how he's been playing, he simply has to win MVP. Has to win MVP. He is playing that good, one of the best players in the league. The reason why the Patriots are as good as they are, the floor is set by Mike Vrabel, the ceiling has been set by Drake Maye. And right now, they're first in their division, one of the best teams in the AFC, looking like a playoff team guaranteed. They are so dangerous because of Drake Maye. My MVP, my Pookie. So, as you can see, pretty healthy Colts representation there. 2 Browns players in there, 49ers players in there. But those are my awards. Do you agree or disagree? Let me know in the comments. Who would you give up for these awards? Do you have a different MVP? Have I missed someone out for Comeback Player of the Year? Let me know all of those things down below and more. Remember to like the video, and remember, of course, to subscribe to not miss another video. But I've been your host, Dom Corbs. This has been Corbs NFL. I'll see you in the next video.